Chad Wilson, All Eyes DB Camp. Today we're talking about getting in our stance, whether we're playing off man or we're in zone. As you know, it all starts with your stance. So we're going to talk about that today on DB Tip Clips. Being effective as a defensive back starts with having a really good stance. If you want to make the plays that you want to make, you're going to have to line yourself up in a really good stance. So today I'm going to talk about the 3 tips to getting in a very good DB stance that's going to allow you to make plays. But before we do that, real important, may have you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you're notified the next time I put out a great defensive back video. And at the end, if you like the video, as I'm sure you will, be sure to like and share it. Spread the love and the word and the knowledge for other defensive backs. All right, the first thing we need to do is we're getting in our stance. It's got to be staggered. That's number 1. But the most important part, the first tip is when you're playing and you're playing off, you got to have your outside foot up. So right now I'm on the right side looking inside at the quarterback, and I've got to have this outside foot up. Important to have this outside foot up. Why? So that I'm able to have my eyes inside comfortably and see what's going on with the quarterback, what's happening with my read, whether I'm reading the second or third man inside, or I'm reading the offensive tackle, or I'm reading the quarterback. Whatever it is that your coach has you reading, you're going to best be able to do that by having your outside foot up and allowing your upper body to naturally turn and see what's going on inside. If you flipped and had your inside foot up, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to turn and get a good look of the formation and see what's going on. So imagine yourself with shoulder pad and a helmet and trying to see. It's going to be very difficult. All right, make it easy for yourself. Have your outside foot up, and your upper body will be able to naturally turn and see everything that you need to see all your reads if you have the outside foot up. All right, so that's tip number 1. All right, tip number 2, I mentioned it in the last one. Let's have our stance stagger. All right, seems elementary, seems obvious for guys who've been playing, but for you newbies, I've seen guys try to line up like this, playing off the ball and just trying to push off the opposite foot. Again, not the best thing for you to do. You need to have some comfort. Get this back foot maybe about 1.5 feet behind the front foot, okay? And it allows you to push off and reach and comfortably go back in your back pedal if that's what you need to do. All right, the other thing too is don't have your feet too wide apart, okay? Makes no sense to have your feet this wide apart as I see some guys do, because when you take off, this foot's gonna end up having to go back in here anyway. Why stress ourselves out? We need efficiency and movement. So keep it here, because that's where it's going to end up when you start pedaling anyway. If you start wide in your stance and you pedal wide in your stance, your hips are going to be doing that, and that doesn't make for a good back pedal. You're not going to be smooth, and you're not going to be able to make the plays that you need to make. All right, so tip number 2 is have yourself a staggered stance, back foot about 1.5 feet behind the front foot, so you can push off your front foot, reach with your back, and gain ground right away. And our final tip, what do we do with our upper body? We've already established that our outside foot is going to be up. All right, our back foot, we're staggered. Our back foot 1.5 feet behind the front foot. And now our upper body. I've seen guys come here and line up with the hunch in their back. That's not good football. That's not a good football position. It doesn't allow you to have power. Believe it or not, your upper body affects your lower body. So when you get in your stance, have your chest out, okay? Having that chest out allows you to push off and have a good strong back pedal ready to get your feet in the ground if you need to, whether that's to turn or to break. You don't ever want a hunch in your stance, whether you're in press or you're playing off, okay? So the third tip is chest out so that you can be smooth and push off and be strong in your pedal no matter what it is you're ready to do, okay? That's tip number 3. All right, and one other bonus tip. Do we have the same stance whether we're in man or we're in zone? Yes, we do. You do have that outside foot up. It's not going to matter whether you're playing outside man or you've got to line up inside of the wide receiver. It's not going to really matter whether that outside foot is up or it's back, okay? The only thing you can do is if you switch to this inside foot because it's man, you're going to let the quarterback and the offense know that it's man coverage. Sometimes you just want to disguise it. You don't want the offense to know. So keep that same stance, outside foot up, whether you're playing in man or you're in zone, whether you're playing outside leverage or inside leverage, because it's not going to matter as much if you're pushing off in a back pedal if the guy's to the outside of you or he's to the inside of you. So keep that same outside foot up in your stance, whether you're playing man or you're playing zone. So there you have it, the 3 tips to getting in a good stance, plus a bonus tip. I don't have any heat on my feet today, but nevertheless, still a great video. And again, if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. Appreciate all you guys listening into this. And reminder, all eyes DB camp. Consistency breeds results.